Hello, Victory Village. It is your girl, Twanna Y'vette, and I am coming to you with a requested video, but I am streaming live right now on Facebook and my second YouTube channel just to get everybody caught up. So, what we are talking about today is a recap of charges against Tim Norman, but the feature of this particular video was made by a request. Shanti emailed me. To show the footage from OWN TV where Tim and his mother Robbie took a little trip down memory lane. Now, there were a couple of clips that I wasn't able to get a hold of, like the reunion. I definitely wanted to do a Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reunion, and I'm looking for that right now. Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reunion. And it was a clip, just a piece of the reunion. And yeah, okay, that was 2 years ago. Now, one of them is the lengthy one, so I won't be doing that. But there are so many videos on here that we can react to, things that led up to why Tim really didn't like his nephew. That's what it seemed, allegedly. That's what we saw on OWN Network on Welcome to Sweetie Pies. It just, he was not in a good place when it came to his nephew, Andre. And now Andre is gone. The question is, how will the family cope, or how are they dealing with this? Because right now, Tim has a plea of not guilty on all charges. So I'm going to go to the latest. This was given 6 hours ago, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can vision everything with me. So I'm going to take this over here. This is cheatsheet.com. So they do give the story, which we already know, and then they have a recap of charges against Tim Norman. And so for those of you who don't know what Tim Norman is charged with, cheatsheet.com says prosecutors are alleging that Norman and others are possible for arranging Andre Montgomery's murder in 2016. So Norman allegedly took out several life insurance policies on Montgomery, totaling over $400,000, which we know now that it was totaled $450,000, right? So the policies allegedly list Norman as the sole beneficiary. I am assuming that this is not alleged information anymore because it is included in the charges. So Norman allegedly tried cashing in on the policies within days of Montgomery's murder. He was denied the funds due to not being able to provide corroborating documentation for the policies. And that is, I've been doing a little research, and just let me stop right here and do a little commentary on why he didn't have the proper documentation. If he had have been labeled as Andre's, like adopted father, or if he was the, whatever, if he was over Andre, it probably would have made, his road to the insurance money a lot easier. But instead, he didn't have that. He was in St. Louis to actually spend time with Miss Robbie because his mother said, "Hey, I'm having some issues with Andre. I think he needs to be in a better environment." And Miss Robbie provided that by allowing Andre to stay at her home. Of course, that's her grandson, and she loves him dearly, and also work in the family business. And so we now know that Tim was a co-owner for at least one of the restaurants, and then he has a second restaurant in Mississippi. So I understand, if you're thinking like a criminal, I totally understand why the transport from Mississippi to St. Louis, it was like, why were you in Mississippi? Well, I'm in Mississippi because I own a business here. You know what I'm saying? And then so it wouldn't look suspicious for him, to go from Mississippi to St. Louis back and forth, because he, in fact, he has 100% full ownership of that restaurant in Mississippi, which happens to be one of the restaurants Miss Robbie was complaining about because Tim jumped the gun instead of talking to Miss Robbie first. But after the lawsuit that Miss Robbie filed, they came to amends, and, they mended fences. And so it was okay. under more investigation, of course, the restaurants that he opened, um, I think one was in California and one was in Texas. They both are not doing well, and one of the restaurants is officially closed because of COVID-19. So the sales dropped tremendously. And now, after Tim being arrested, people don't know really what to think. And so the businesses aren't doing as well as to be expected. Now, we do understand also that Tim, we found this out yesterday, that Tim, if he is released on bail, somebody will have to pay his bail. He does have a new lawyer. Okay, if his lawyer gets him bail, somebody will have to come up with that bail, which is $1 million. Okay, so if he's out on bail of $1 million bail, and I don't know how much you have to pay on that because I'm not well versed, in bail and all that kind of stuff. So I do apologize, but if he is released on that, what happens next is he can only be released in Miss Robbie's custody, and we don't know if she has agreed to that or even if Tim's attorney went to Miss Robbie to ask if that was okay. But at least we know that Tim has been communicating some things with his new lawyer, and we all know that this guy wants all information, everything, because his job, as he states on his website, it's not about if I think you're innocent. My job is to win the case. So, all feelings aside, this guy, this new attorney, is not playing any games when it comes to at least his reputation, because he hardly, I couldn't find but one case that he lost, and it was because he didn't have enough evidence. But pled his case so well that if they did have, more evidence than that, he would be, 100%. But his criminal background, um, they're banking on that. He and, his client Tim are banking on that to set Tim free. So we do know that. And this cheat sheet was, let's see, it was released 6 hours ago, and it is 11:16 Central Standard Time, PM, because I'm on Central Time. So for me, this just released 6 hours ago. Going on further in the article, it says the life insurance agencies, the agent possible for helping Norman set up policies, also currently in police custody on charges. Now, I'm not sure if he had to go back, but this is an update 6 hours ago. So again, it says the life insurance agent responsible for helping set up the policies is also currently in police custody on charges. So it is under my understanding that Wally is back in custody because of these charges, and I'm sure he's going to have a court date. So, in order for this to happen, the FBI has to have everything they need to go and pick you up or give you an allotted amount of time to turn yourself in. Okay. So, there were a lot of testimonies from people who used to eat sweetie pies. Some people are saying they're not going to go back, and this, that, and the third. And, understandably so, because, if Tim is in fact guilty of, this crime, and he was, given an opportunity to go back to the restaurants, I can't help but imagine, it would put fear in some of these people. And just to say, I love Miss Robbie, but I can't support this business because of Tim Norman. And that's just what people are saying on the internet. Everybody has the right to their own opinion and where they spend their money. I hate this for the family. I wish there was a way that the Montgomery, portion of Miss Robbie and, all of her family, all of her, kin would pull together for the sake of Andre's mother and sisters and, siblings and, just everybody, because I understand now how this has, put a wedge between everybody. I was sent a message earlier saying that Janae has possibly filed a restraining order. She probably did that before Tim went to prison because they were arguing on Instagram. So that's something else that I'm going to have to look up. It did not say that she actually had filed a restraining order against Miss Robbie. However, it's not too far from the table if, in fact, Tim gets to go home and his only alternative is to live with Miss Robbie. But like I said, there's no evidence of Miss Robbie even having a conversation. We don't even know, She's not said anything. If she's talking among her family, okay? So on down the line, Norman's defense attorney argues that Norman is not likely to be a flight risk. Norman is requesting release to his mother's home. Now that's just the request. It is up to the lawyer to get in touch with, Tim and ask if this was okay. So it is on the table. Norman himself requested the release into his mother's home, and his mother, Miss Robbie, is said to be standing by Norman's side and previously asked for prayers for her family. So again, we don't know, the gist of that whole conversation, but if she is standing by his side, like Tim Norman's defense attorney um, says, then this could get a little bit more deeper than we actually think. I would suspect. Um, I would suspect that there is something that they know that we don't, okay, that would give Miss Robbie and their family, and I'm choosing my words very wisely here, it would give them reason to pause and say, is Tim really guilty? Prosecutors in the case do not believe that Norman should be given release. So the prosecutors are saying no, and Norman's defense attorney is pleading a case that he should go home. And in another article, it mentioned that Tim would be able to spend time with his children. He does have two sons. They are several years apart. Tim's youngest baby, is less than 2 years old, and he is just so precious. His little chunky face, like I love looking at this baby, and everybody's like, being real positive and just saying how cute he is on Instagram. His mom loves to post pictures of him, and there's actually a video on Instagram of Tim and his new son. He was calling him before he got arrested to, say happy birthday and happy Father's Day. So he was active in that baby's life because there's more than just one video. But as far as she's concerned with Tim, I think their problems came from way back because of the fact that Tim was irresponsible with the visitation of his eldest son. So I'm almost certain that before the judge renders a verdict, that more than just Miss Robbie will have something to say about this. So anyway, prosecutors in the case do not believe that Norman should be given release. They claim that due to the violent nature of the crime Norman is accused of, as well as the evidence against him, is enough to keep him behind bars until trial. So here comes the reaction portion that I was asked to give. Now there are two different clips, and I think this one is Miss Robbie and Tim's emotional visit to where Andre was killed, among other family members. And um, people just wanted to know, my opinion, and they also wanted to see a recap of the way um, Tim's behavior seemed to be, because we,
I drove my mom.
at the time, nobody suspected Tim. So we're going to take a look back at this clip and another one. So here we go.
Through the park to the spot where Andre lost his life because I had not been there yet. I don't think mom had been there either.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Did you hear what Tim said? He's not been back there. And then Miss Robbie hasn't been back there either. So this is the part where, he gets to, we thought as an audience, he was just gonna, pour his heart out. But this is what happened.
Hi, YouTubers. Hi, YouTubers.
All right, so we have gotten a glimpse of that video, and I don't know. I'm gonna pass on even commenting on what I just saw because I have never been in a situation like that. I don't know how to act. I wouldn't know how to feel. It's just really, I don't know. I don't know. Let me check. JJ, hi, it's me. Hi, Simone. Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to ignore you guys. I was just, trying to get this done because I had somebody had requested this of me, and I hate when when you guys request something and I take so long. But I have other stories to do, and then I teach social media. So I please forgive me. I apologize. But this is the thing, and I am going to upload this video on my main channel, um, and have it released before morning. Just I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Just 1 minute you think, he is 100% guilty, and then the next minute you're looking at the actual timeline of when Andre lost his life. And, you do see something, you see some sadness and you see remorse. But I think Tim was more upset with the fact that his cousin lost his life because he kept saying that he's a brother to me. And I totally understand that. I completely understand. I've never seen Tim get emotional over it, but I think that was the impact. Like he said, he felt guilty because he was in prison for yet another crime he committed. So I totally understand. And it just shows on one hand that he has feelings, but um on the other hand, you still have all this evidence. It's me says, "Is this new? Was he released?" No, Tim hasn't been released yet. And as far as I know from cheatsheet.com, Wally has been taken into custody and he won't be released until another trial date. Wally didn't have a trial date when he hired the lawyer. So I'm trying to find information, but his part in this is not national news. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to track down any information on Wally. But Terica Ellis and Tim Newman, as soon as my computer gives me the notification, I always look at it first to see what news I have for you guys. So the clip that I was talking about with Robbie and Tim is December 2nd, 2022. Hey, by the way, you guys that always ask me, you read the dates and stuff on my videos. If you look under the title on the left side, if I'm facing the screen, right where the moniker would be and the title and the hashtags, there is a date and time stamp that's automatic, thanks to YouTube. Um, so you don't have to guess, when my videos pop out, because I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, I just can't. You're saying the same thing," and I'm like, "You have to look at the date." So that's where the date is. If anybody gets confused, all you have to do is look over there, and if it's not visible, there should be a little arrow on the right side that you can click, and then all of the information in the description box comes down. So that's how you work that. There was another video that I was supposed to react to, and here it is. This is the reunion, and it's only a couple minutes long, so we're going to take a look at this.
Define your look.
All right, we're gonna pause. We're gonna mute that until I can't deal with the commercials, man. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here because y'all know you have to talk during the commentary or YouTube will get you. I want to answer a question too. It's me. Let me go back to the cheat sheet. Now, as far as Tim's attorney um, is concerned, I need to scroll up. I apologize, you guys. Um, it is before you get to that. She did release a statement, but it wasn't to the press. She was talking to the courts, and it didn't say for sure if she was going to accept Tim, but I feel like this attorney has already talked to Miss Robbie, and that's how his defense attorney says, "Hey, let's get this done." Here we are, right close to that video. Norman's defense attorney argues that Norman is not a likely flight risk, but Norman is requesting to be released to his mother's home. His mother, Miss Robbie, is said to be standing by Norman's side and previously asked for prayers for her family. So I will, it's me. I will put that little paragraph with the statement in the description box. And thank you for asking me that, because I would have forgotten all about that little comment. Now, notice though, she, you know, verbally hasn't said anything to the press. This is all information that was updated 6 hours ago by Norman's defense attorney. So it seems like she is standing by his side, which to me means that they know something that the public doesn't know, and they're not releasing information. Otherwise, I could not imagine Miss Robbie being on his side, because she even went so far as to sue him to just to wake him up and say, hey, cut this crap out. So I don't know, it's just really, this case right here, you guys, is just, man, says she's probably too embarrassed. I don't know what it is, but I got chills just 2 seconds ago just thinking about what kind of predicament she could be in right now. Just, I want to help my son. I don't believe he did that. And it is hard to believe. It is very hard to believe that your own child would commit a crime so heinous. Because Andre had his entire life to live. And I understand everybody being, supportive of Miss Robbie and praying, but Andre's mother has to be almost hysterical right now, because when I talked to Andre's sister, she was livid, but um she wasn't surprised either. You understand what I'm saying? She wasn't surprised about this at all. All right, let's go back to the clip and see if we can. I want to see the part where Tim came into play, because he did have a, I can't take it. I can't take it. Charles always gets me emotional. Like, I can't watch Charles. I can't watch him talk about this. I totally agree with what she just said, because if you go to jail, you're taking everybody with you, because, how is he doing? Is he being, treated fairly? Is he eating? And I got to go to the jail and visit, and you know what I'm saying? It really puts a strain on the entire family. So I mean, for me, these clips that you guys asked me to review, it really is shedding some light. And can I just pause a moment and say how beautiful this family is? Did you see Miss Robbie's sister? I mean, this is a good looking family. I just had to throw that in there. I'm just like, oh my goodness, because I didn't get to see, first of all of the reunion in 2018. I did not get to see all of it due to work, but I had seen most of it, except for where Tim was able. Okay, well, there you go. Yes, honey, that auntie wearing that red lipstick and that white hair, I can't even. I mean, just a beautiful family. I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point. I look at the evidence of this, you guys, and I say, all evidence points to Tim being guilty. But then when you see stuff like this and you start piecing stuff together, yeah, I really feel bad for this entire family, because this can't be normal. There's no way that any of this is normal. Um, but if you want to go to cheatsheet.com, I will definitely put this in the description box. It goes all the way down the timeline, which is why I like cheatsheet.com. They don't leave anything unturned. When you go there and you type in Tim Norman, this will go all the way back to August 26th. So the older information is down at the bottom, just like I'm scrolling, and the newer information they update on the top. And I like this because everything is on one page, and they just give, you know, they give a full account, a full details. This right here is where Miss Robbie fires Tim. This is one of the altercations that they had. So we're going to look at this, and this is going to be the last clip. It's me says he's a killer. FBI are not playing with him. There's some folks that I don't play with, and the FBI and the IRS are two of them that at CIA, any of them alphabet brothers. Like, I don't play with them. Mm-mm. All right, let's take a look at this. So there you go. Miss Robbie fired Tim after that incident. So somebody, I think it was Shar asked the question of what happened. There it is right there. And I'll try to put this clip. The clip is on the cheatsheet.com page. So I'll just go ahead and put that whole thing in there so you guys can watch it again. And JJ, I agree. I feel like, and like I said, this is just me because I've dealt with depression. My daughter has dealt with postpartum depression, and she's having her second baby in March. My first grandchild is 4 years old. But my mother, my biological father, was very abusive. So I've seen stuff like this, growing up in the family. Depression is real. ADHD is real. Mental illness is real, but it can be controlled. Now, the excuse would be, why are you not taking your medication? It's not like you couldn't afford it. Why are you not on your medication, to stay stable? You know what I'm saying? I and the thing is, you don't know if Tim was on his medication while he's been locked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could be irrational. Like, that could be another reason why he didn't want to appear, in court, because he probably looks crazy and he's been acting crazy if, they don't. And I know in prison and in jail they allow you to have your medicine and stuff like that, but, you know, he would have to ask for it. So I don't know, you guys. This whole thing, like, the more we look into it, the more ridiculous it becomes. And grown folks just, they need to handle their business. Grown folks need to handle their business and take care, of what they need to take care of. I don't believe any shape, form, and fashion that Tim should have been without his medication this whole time, because I have seen people who deal with depression and deal with anxiety and deal with, you know, any type of depression go absolutely berserk. They rage out. They can't control their emotions. It's a chemical imbalance. And so, um, I guarantee you this, now that you said that, it makes me wonder what Tim's lawyer is going to do with that information. The reason I say that is because if they can prove that Tim was not on his medication at the time that all of this happened, there is a possibility that he could get off. You know what I'm saying? If he, because he's been properly diagnosed. This is not, hearsay. Tim was literally diagnosed and has prescriptions for this stuff. And so I know that his attorney knows about this, but how are they going to play it? You know what I'm saying? JJ says, I did not like how Tim explained why it was okay to attack Charles and Andre. I don't either. That was an excuse right there, because they don't have any control and, this, that, and the third. My thing is, I don't like it when people, they joke around and stuff at work, but then when you do it, it's not acceptable or whatever. That's what it looked like. But in knowing Tim's, background, like Miss Robbie said, she took into consideration that Tim was in prison for 10 years. And out here in the real world, this is not how you treat family. This is not how you do it. So after Tim was fired from the restaurant, I think that Miss Robbie allowed him to go to work in a different restaurant, but this pushed him to start opening up random, restaurants all over the place and piling up all this debt. But it was debt in his name. It wasn't in Miss Robbie's name. So, he just, it was like, what do you call it? A knee jerk reaction to being fired. So now we can kind of see what happened, on down the timeline, and really, take notice of what we were dealing with that led up to this, 2020 fiasco. It's just ridiculous. But you're absolutely right, JJ. There's no excuse that you could have. And if you know that you're going to rage out or you're going to act up, then you need to go get on your medication, or you need to, get by yourself or whatever you got to do to handle that. You need to go handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be beating up on people. That's ridiculous. So I totally understand that. So I'm going to put this in the description box, and I'm going to get ready to upload this on my main channel so everybody can see it. But thank you guys for hanging out on my second channel. I'm trying to get this channel to grow like the other one, and so we can kind of kick it and have fun and all that. So I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to get out of here for tonight. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging with me. I do appreciate it. And for everybody on Facebook, same applies to you guys. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm also going to check my sources to see if anything has happened or is going to happen on this Tim Norman case. In the meantime, don't forget to live on purpose, and I will talk to you in another video. Bye for now.